Bitcoin. There's a bit to talk about. I'll try to keep this short and sweet, or as short and sweet as possible. Thing with this is, alright, here's the thing. We have these moves here. I want you to look at what happened after this high, and look how deep this retrace was. Pushes up again, new high, and we really had a significant move here. So what's going on here now is yet another high. Guys, don't underestimate this thing. It wouldn't surprise me, okay? It wouldn't surprise me that, we get something like that. It just wouldn't. I guess what I'm getting at is this is possible. Just always allow for the possibility. Now, in saying that, what we get, that's the weekly time frame, what we get is every time Bitcoin rallies, and I mean, we can just work with this section of the chart here. You have these guys on YouTube screaming and shouting and carrying on, pulling faces, and they've got rockets blasting out of their ears. Okay, every time you see a rally going on, they all sound like they know what they're talking about. The bottom is in, and they're really convincing. And I mean, I saw that happening through here. Everywhere you go, every time this thing starts to rally, we're heading to the moon, and it's going to be worth $1 million in a couple of months or whatever it is. You really need to have a grounded perspective, and any hype in trading is dangerous, guys. It's FOMO. You can't afford to get all hyped up. That's getting involved emotionally in not a good way. You show me anybody on YouTube who's pulling faces and jumping up and down and screaming and carrying on. Do you really want your financial advisor to be that guy, with the rockets blasting out of his ears and rented Lambos in the background? Seriously. So I guess what I'm getting at is don't ever fall for the hype. Stay grounded. And I can tell you right now, with this move here, it's back again. All right, the bottom is in, everyone's 100%. I mean, look, it could be, but nobody knows. No one knows, especially everybody out there on YouTube carrying on. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a move here, but again, I really want you to get grounded with this, because I get concerned, I don't want people losing their money, and understand that there's a possibility, as with these moves here, back in here, that a deep pullback could be a possibility. No, it might hold here and trade north. That's a possibility as well. Right? But yeah, just understand what I'm getting at here. Like, stay grounded, and let's have a look at this, and I'll give you my perspective. Righto, we've got a bit of a move here, and this has trading into now. Okay, we've got a bearish trend on the weekly time frame, without a doubt, right? With the exception of this move here, right? Now, you want to be a bit careful, because smart money or big money who control this are going to move it around in their favor. So it's pushing back into this previous bullish order block here, and it's also taken out liquidity above excuse me, above the high. See this candle wick? Right, it's hit the liquidity that's resting in here with a vengeance. And if we look at it from this perspective, we have this shaded zone. That's a weekly, and we also have this green candle here nested with this other shaded zone. Okay, this is a bearish order block on the daily time frame, 1D. So this green candle back in, see this range through here? Okay, this is a distribution range. This is where big money is working the markets, and what they do, it's all manipulated. So what they do is they range it, and it builds liquidity above the range. Everyone's short, or a lot of people are short given this move here, right? And this range sets up stop losses galore through here. Big time. This is big liquidity. So what do they do with it? Okay, they set up these stop losses, and then they hit them so that they can tank this thing. All right, that's how these markets are controlled and manipulated. So that's occurred there. Now you want to keep an eye out for where you see these levels and understand that, well, this is a big level, a big resistance level through here, for one thing. Big money buys up down in here, right? Do you think they're going to be looking to pile in, FOMO in like crazy up around here? Of course not, they can't. And the liquidity that's sitting up in here, it makes sense that that would be adequate enough then for them to pair their orders to unload a bit, drop it back down. And if it's going to be bullish, well, then, maybe they accumulate back down here a bit further, if you know what I'm saying. So let's just have a look at it now on the 4H. Okay, so we know that this is actually currently trading through a big zone. We could just mark this thing up here with a something like that. Okay. That is key. Now it could push up a little bit further if they look to hit the stops that are sitting through this candle wick above these candle bodies where it's shorted. There's a ton of liquidity up in there. We could even mark it up liquidity pool. Just do that. All right, so it's targeting this, and I'm thinking we see it pull back, and I'm really more interested in what the chart's telling me for now. Okay, I'm not going to be screaming rockets and Lambos and God knows what. Okay, that's not going to happen. But what I'm looking at is, you've just got to look at the story of the chart. This thing doesn't lie. It's the truth. So see this, the highs up in here, right? So possibly it pulls a bit further into it. Be careful, right? And then I'm thinking we see the retrace. Now on this time frame, we have this candle, this thin green candle. Okay, it's a bullish balance 4-hour time frame. I mean, I would be looking for a short at this point. Now we've got this red candle under here. That's a bullish order block, right? So you can see they've worked this level here. I'll show you. Just mark that up. See how, and it's exactly what I was telling you before. Okay, it ranges through here, and they want it to trade up in here, right? So what do, right? They set up this range. This is where they're working their orders, and they push it up here, inviting buyers to come in. And where do you think they're going to place their stops? This moves here. We have stop losses resting under here. That's a liquidity pool. If they want to push it up into these levels up in here, they need to entice these guys in. More stops go into the order book here, and then they hit those stops in through here. The stops get taken out, off it goes. Okay, this then gets priced. It moves up into these levels here, and of course you've got every screamer out there pulling faces and carrying on, and a lot of them are all buying up around the highs and FOMOing in and carrying on. Right? They're scared they're going to miss out, and they're going to buy here. They're thinking that this is off to the moon, the man in the moon. Look, I can't help myself, guys. Sorry. My thing with this is, okay, it needs liquidity. One, it's hit the liquidity, or it's hitting the liquidity up here, possibly even a bit higher. And then the next port of call in terms of a solid liquidity pool is going to be the sell stops that are resting under here. Okay, we've got this bullish run, stop losses, right? Sell side liquidity, that's a target, and the market needs to rebalance. So we have this huge 4-hour imbalance sitting here, right? So my target is going to be, if you're going to be selling this, would be back down into this range. How to get involved with this? Yeah, it's not an easy one, guys, but you can assume that this is going to retrace given on the information we've got on the chart. All right, so then my bias is going to be to sell at this point. I can tell you now I'm not going to be getting involved with Bitcoin for now. I want to see how this thing settles and where it kind of trades. But if you're really keen to get involved with it, well, the way to approach it would be have a bias, and given that it's traded into resistance like this, all right, a bias would be to short it. You want to wait for this. Yeah, it's looking like it's potentially setting up here. So you want to look for a double top, equal highs, relatively equal highs, I should say, or relative equal highs. You've got that here. Let's just, 15-minute chart, even a 5-minute. Okay, so we get this relative equal high thing, and it's the same concept as I talked about before. It's ranging. Yeah, you want to be a little bit careful with this, but it's pushed up into the stops up in here, And we do have, I mean, what I'm always looking for with this is it pokes above, it takes out these stops, right? These buy-side liquidity up in here. And then it trades down with a vengeance, and it sets up an imbalance through here. In other words, this is one-sided. So when you see the market moving with force like this and speed, most likely we've got big money behind it. Right? These are not my concepts, okay? This is just information that I've accumulated over the years through various mentors, one in particular, right? Not my ideas, okay? People who are a lot smarter than me have come up with the concepts that I'm sharing with you, but that's what I'm looking at. This is my interpretation, basically, of all the things I've learned. Now, this looks like it's wanting to short, and you could take the risk, okay? But I would be looking for this to return potentially back up into this imbalance. Short position tool. Okay, wait and see if it does pull back into here. You could go, that's pretty wide, isn't it? But, you know, above the high. And, you know, where are we going to go with our target? I'm inclined to head down through here. Look, that's a 5R outcome there, guys. That's a 5R outcome. And if you want to go that step further, we've got a 6.2, you know, go for a 6R. There's 6R. That's wild. Okay, that is, let's just give it a bit more room to breathe and go for 5R. Right, that's an idea. And if you're adventurous, that's 14R. So the way that I would approach this would be to look for a short. Now, understand that there's definitely risk involved. Don't mortgage, you know, refinance the home or anything like that to do anything here. You know, you could be conservative with your position size. Keep it consistent. That's really, really important. You'll blow your accounts if you're going in with crazy lot sizes all over the shop. I trade with a consistent 0.2%, and I'm trading multiple prop firm accounts. Okay, I'm 0.2% across the board. That's it, fixed, pretty much. The other day I went in with a 0.1 because I wanted to just take it a bit easy. But yeah, keep it consistent, manage your risk well, and understand this can get taken out. So you don't want to be risking a lot, right? But, you know, if this plays out in our favor and we see it start to travel down, well, then you can move your stop loss to better than break even and just let it sit there. Then it's risk-free, you know, then go to town with your target. I don't mind this setup at all, you know, and I mean, we've got this imbalance here, all right? This is a 15-minute chart there, through here, all the way down. All right? That's significant, right? And then we've got, what was it, a 1 hour imbalance? But yeah, this nested kind of imbalance down in here. All right? So anyway, that's my idea with Bitcoin at the moment. Just take it really easy with this, guys. And I would love to hear your comments, for sure. Definitely say something, you know, your opinion matters. Okay, so with that, I'll leave it with you and look forward to my next video. See you in the next one.